Well, when you imagine bliss, what you see and feel is very individual for you. For whole life mastery coach and author Moneeka Sawyer, Bliss is all about the power to choose. Here's my conversation with her about her new book, Choose Bliss.
Well, here's a book I think we could all use. Moneeka, first tell me, what does it mean to be blissful?
I love that question because everybody has a different idea of what bliss means. So bliss, from my perspective, is a deep sense of joy and contentment and the confidence that you can handle anything that comes your way. So it's really about emotional mastery and emotional resilience.
Now, here's where it could get a little bit tricky for so many of us. Could you give us tips on how to create that blissfulness into everyday life?
Yes. So we're talking about my book, Choose Bliss. And in the book, there are many strategies that have been time tested with many of my clients, thousands of people. But I do have 3 favorites that I can share with you today that you can implement immediately.
Okay.
So the very first one is to have a morning routine. You know, so many of us, we get up and we're frantic, right? We've all actually got a morning routine right now, but usually that morning routine hijacks our morning and then sets up our day to be that same sort of frantic, frenetic energy, right? But it's important to create a morning routine intentionally. So set up the things so you know what you're going to be doing in the morning and add in some things that are going to create more bliss in your life. So that's the very first tip, and it's the tip that everybody, all the really big high performers use. It's a huge game changer. The next one you've heard about before, but I want to give you a little bit of a different perspective, and that is to include gratitude into your life. Now we hear this all the time. Be grateful, be grateful. What's there to be grateful for, right? And what we find is that we focus in our lives more on what's going wrong, and we don't notice all the things that are going right, but focus on all of those little things and big things that are going right in your life and start showing appreciation. Focus is key. Being grateful will really uplift. I say it turns your life from mundane to magical. And then my favorite thing to talk about is to play and have fun. Remember that life is supposed to be fun. So remember when you were a kid, you took recess, right? And it was only like 10 or 15 minutes, but it was 10 or 15 minutes of fun. Add that into your life every single day. Remember, life's supposed to be fun.
Now, how do you think being blissful can really improve a person's life?
Yeah, you know, like I was saying when we're talking about gratitude, what we focus on expands, right? And so when we are focusing on the things that aren't working, that's going to expand. Not because things necessarily get worse, but it's because of what we focus on. Can I give you a quick example of kind of how this works?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say you want to buy a new car. You decide you want to do a RAV4. I love my little RAV4. And now suddenly that you're looking at buying this car, you see this car everywhere on the road, right?
Yep.
This is because of your focus. Now, before you were looking to buy it, maybe you saw a couple of them on the road, but now that you're looking to buy it, you see them everywhere, right? And this is because of your focus. Our focus determines what we experience and what we see and what we feel. So if you're focusing on blissful things like joy and happiness and fun and excitement and all of those things, you're going to develop this habit of looking for those things and finding them. If you're able to do that, now your life feels better. You're in a better space to be resourceful, be creative, have more fun, but most importantly, make choices and decisions that will then support the bliss in your life rather than not having, focusing on the things that deplete the bliss in your life. It's really, really important because you have a choice. And that's why I called it Choose Bliss. You have a choice on what you focus on and how you respond, and therefore how your life responds. It's so important to remember that you have a choice, and that choice will determine your bliss, and your bliss will determine your success in life. And that's what you're going to learn from the book, is how to become that person and to really understand that it is your choice every moment of every day.
Oh, those are some powerful words and certainly a book we all need to have. Thank you so much for joining us today.
It was such a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Choose Bliss by Whole Life Mystery Coach Moneeka Sawyer is available now wherever books are sold.